And welcome back, folks. I'm in a different location because I'm lazy and don't want to move. But we're a week away from the end of April, going into May. Where the hell's the year going, folks? I don't know. But what that does mean is that we are now up for our next Q&A. Q&A April 2026. Now, for those of you returning, you know how the rules work for this. But for those of you who are new to the channel, and I'm always constantly getting subscribers, even if it's now more like a trickle, so for those of you who are not familiar with how the Q&A works, this is how the Q&A simply works. This video right here, this announcement video, is where you will place all your Q&A questions, all your suggestions, whatever. I will then answer it in the follow-up video that comes next week. Now, the parameters for the Q&A are as such. Pretty much everything is on the table. It can be anything that I do on the channel, anything about my, my day-to-day life, my views on just about anything, politics, food, anything like that. The only stipulation is try not to be gross about your questions. Don't ask personal questions about people like, oh, you're something about my. Don't ask anything gross. You can kind of. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You can determine what is and is not gross. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what I'm saying when I say that. But otherwise, no, everything is on the table with the Q&A. But there is one big rule about the Q&A that I always got to reiterate. The Q&A is not, and I repeat this, not the place you put your suggestions for videos. At least not in the standard format. Like, you don't just go around asking, what if this, what if that, who would win in this, who would win with that. You can ask that. But with the who would win, you're just going to get a pretty quick answer. You're not going to get a full-fledged video. And a what if, don't bother with a what if question in there. I'm just not going to. I'm basically just going to give you like a, well, this happened, that happened, and that happened. Like, you're not getting the what if in Q&A. It's just not the place for that. Now, that being said, if for some reason, and there always is, someone decides to forget that rule, I will still write it down in my books for a later point in time. But otherwise, that is the rule of the Q&A. We'll see you next week, and until then, put those questions in, see what happens. Later.